This is a Barrel Roll News Network review for Injustice on the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and Wii U. After the disaster that was Mortal Kombat vs. DCU, I was a little worried about trying this game, much like I was worried about trying the newest Mortal Kombat when it was released. And, much like the last Mortal Kombat, this game left me pleasantly surprised. The story is something that you'd expect from a DC comic. Multiple universes, convoluted story twists just to get a fight between two characters that should never fight in a logical sense, and of course over-the-top action. The story is told in NetherRealm style, with the cinematics leading right into the fights, or a small QuickTime event that then lead into the fight. This adds a good amount of flow to the story and immerses you within the game, almost like you're watching a TV show instead of playing a game. I don't want to spoil too much of the story, but it does revolve heavily around an alternate Earth where things are pretty much all messed up, and it's up to the heroes that we know to go in and save the day. It works, and while parts of it left me confused, I just attributed that to the comic book world writing that can sometimes do that. Graphics go from super bloomed out to rigid and clunky on a dime, and the switch can be jarring, which is why it's good it doesn't happen often, or at least your brain adjusts to it. The cinematics are fun to watch, and the battles can look awesomely intense, if both players know what they're doing. Sound is pretty good. Some of the voice acting choices bugged me a little, though. Whoever took over the Joker from Mark Hamill is just trying to imitate the man that made the character that we know and love, and it just doesn't work. And as much as I love Adam Baldwin, he just doesn't tickle me as the Green Lantern. Something about his voice is just too gruff for the character. With that, some of the voices are good, and others are just meh. And it really comes down to personal taste. Combat sounds and music are the regular fare for this type of game. It's really just the voice acting that stands out, for better or worse. Gameplay is fun and pretty easy to get a handle on. The game starts you off with a tutorial of all the features that the game has to offer. Along with the regular quarter circle attack and other inputs for special attacks, there is also a power-up button that is different for every character. This button allows Green Lantern to hit harder using his Ring of Power, or for Batman to summon some electric bats to help him out, or Flash to slow down time. It adds a little extra to the characters that really makes them unique. Along with that, there is everyone's super move that is easy to activate once your super meter builds up. Again, everyone's super is tailored to them, and while some seem to be cheap cop-outs, like cyborgs, others are pretty awesome, like Doomsday's for example. The levels have transition spots in them that lead to pretty cool canned animations of the character that was hit flying through the levels getting hit by things that would have killed half the cast of fighters. For instance, on one level, you are struck into a wall, hit by a wrecking ball, fall at least 10 stories, then proceed to get hit by a subway car. All that, and someone like Green Arrow, a guy with no powers, gets up and shakes it off. It seems odd if you're just playing multiplayer with your friends and neither person has played the story, since this kind of thing is explained there, but to people new to the game, it's a very odd sight to see. Another thing about the levels is they are completely interactive. Okay, not completely, but if you see a car in the foreground, you can pick it up and toss it. Too weak to pick it up and toss it? Blow that sucker to smithereens and send the debris flying at your opponent. It's a button press that activates these moves, and not only do they look cool, but they can be super effective and even win you the match. Along with story mode and multiplayer matches, there is also an arcade mode with a ton of alternate arcade types, and a challenge mode where you have to perform certain tasks to complete the level. These tasks actually help you get to know the characters better, and it may give you a little bit more advantage when fighting online. To me, this game isn't a buy right away type of game. I'm not a huge DC comic fan, and I already own Mortal Kombat, but once this game hits the $40 mark, I'll probably jump in for keeps. That isn't to say this game isn't fun. It really is, and multiplayer can be a blast when playing with friends. If you are a fan of DC Comics and fighting games, I definitely suggest you try this game out.
Fully charged.